Hello friends, how are you? My name is Arithurger and today I'm going to talk about the rune Wunjo. This rune means joy and it's associated with hope, harmony and perfection. And to achieve this harmony and perfection, this rune tells us that we have to correctly apply our will in order to make happen what we wish, what we deeply desire. We have to ponder if our actions will be of any use to us or others, if it's going to bring any good and usefulness to the objective we have set for ourselves. In the long run, all we want is that everything goes according to plan, so we might achieve joy or have a little taste of it in this world. This rune, therefore, is also associated with family, relationships, trusted kinsfolk, because in our pursuit for joy we are never alone. Others want to achieve it too, and together our efforts might be a little bit easier to bear. This rune is associated with bonding, shared ideals, cooperative efforts, like-mindedness. So this rune represents the force of attraction people have for one another, within the family and the tribe, the community. A strong clan, a strong tribe is the best protection against outsiders, enemies of all kinds, including the hardships of the natural world. There must be a harmonious existence between people if we share the same objectives. If the aim is surviving, we can't be divided by our differences. In fact, if we work for the same, we are not that different from each other after all. This is why this is one of the best runes for bind runes, because it can be a rune that binds several runes, creating a single harmonious force to achieve a specific result. Now let's take a look at the mythologies associated with this rune. When this rune appears in a rune reading, it's a good omen. It suggests favor from the gods, good blessings, because this rune is associated with joy and prosperity, the growing of things, be that psychological, growing of good emotions, fulfillment of wishes and desires, or physical things related to prosperity, gains, and such. In Norse mythology, joy walks hand in hand with sorrow because there always must be balance. And as I often say, we are never too long in happiness nor in sadness, but in balance between the two, because if we dwell in happiness, we can't possibly appreciate it. Once we know sadness, every joyful moment will taste so much better. The funny thing about this rune series I'm making is that unintentionally, I always write and make the videos in the best of times, which surprisingly coincides with the meaning of the rune. On the previous videos of this month, I have talked about Ragnarök, and this rune matches the moral that mythological account transmits. The gods knew about their destiny. There was nothing they could do to avoid it. They were going to die. But they weren't mired in negativity. They never gave up. They did not succumb to self-pity and psychological paralysis. They just faced their destiny as best as they could and kept on going. The story of Ragnarök, and I suggest you watch those 3 videos I have made so this can make better sense. Well, it's a story that encourages embracing life and facing your destiny in the pursuit of joy and happiness, of course. We are all going to perish, but until then we can either sit on a corner and wait, or we can make our lives, our stories, worthy to be remembered. This is what this rune is all about. It encourages the will to live. Correctly applying our strength and will to live, being positive, we attract good fortune. Now the meaning of this rune in a rune reading. And as always, let's start with its upright meaning. All in all, Wunjo represents a fulfilling life, and when it appears in a rune reading, at least a period in your life is coming and everything will be the way you want it. Expect the arrival of good news, a turn of fortune, a happy time, and even absolute love. This is a rune connected with partnership, so relationships of emotional nature and the ones connected with business will turn out absolutely great. Your projects will grow and prosper. You will have favorable involvements with those you will have contact with. In your life, you might have finally come to an end of a path, something that you have been doing, and now you finally achieve what you wanted. Most likely, you found yourself again. You finally crossed the abyss and now you are wiser than before. There is a new light in your life. Use it in your next journey. Now the inverted position of this rune. When this rune appears inverted in a rune reading, keep your heart to yourself. Don't be so eager to show your emotions and your true self. Now it's not the time, and trusting others will be difficult. In business, use your wisdom and don't think with your heart, because it's likely that people will take advantage of your weaknesses. Things will slow down in your life, so no rash decisions. Let this period pass and keep yourself protected. Close your emotions within yourself for a while. When this rune appears in its inverted position, the flow of joy will slow down and maybe even stop for a while. But don't let hard times drag you down. Just remember that sadness is not permanent and that joy will once again flow. There will be a lot of factors preventing you from being happy, so try to have a positive attitude to attract good fortune, which means slowly turn away from that which prevents you from being happy. Remember that all of us have a child within ourselves. Some have it buried deep inside, but even if life tried so hard to kill that child, some pieces are still there, so it's normal that fear will eventually come to the surface because the child in you doesn't feel safe. This is just a passing phase. You will survive as you always did. Be patient. This is just another test, so focus on the present. Don't try to see too far into the future. The wise are seldom happy at heart, so you must moderate your wisdom. Trust yourself. Alright friends, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. On the description below I will leave the links to the videos I have made about Ragnarök, so you can better understand the part of the mythology linked to this rune. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video, and tack för idag.